Hello, and thank you for visiting Coinceras channel once more. The revolution has been happening right in front of our eyes. And yes, I understand that seems a little strange given how much everyone is crying and complaining. But in the end, the adults in the room are the ones who are seated here and aren't moaning. They are the ones that recognize the importance of owning assets such as XRP, and because of its built-in efficiency, companies like Ripple are setting the standard for creating the XRP ledger. Moreover, it is spearheading this revolution in tokenization. Now let's talk about what that actually means. Let us talk about the chance here as well. After reading this most recent report from the Medico Insights study that CryptoAri provided, it is evident why Ripple is focusing on custody, smart contracts, partners, and tokenization. With a potential worth of more than 500 trillion over time, its potential goes far beyond cross-border payments. Yes, this is what's so insane about it right now. So let us quickly put this all in context. XRP isn't working the way that many would like, so a lot of people are becoming negative about it. Once more, they have every right to be fair, as XRP hasn't really formed all that well in a long time. But what really excites me is the more focus being placed on the XRP ledger to provide a lot more value and use cases, especially with smart contracts, along with the changes that will significantly boost liquidity. Much is happening, and to be completely honest with you all, most people do not realize the extent of these efforts on the XRP ledger because they do not fully understand the technology involved or what needs to be implemented in order for things like the ability to claw back to truly happen. Remember back when the XRP ledger was first introduced, remember the angst and false information that surrounded the clawback amendment at the time? Yes, it's pretty funny. Remember Franklin Templeton and their rationale for choosing Brilliant for projects involving tokenization? The clawback feature was the most significant hint they provided. This is because companies like Franklin Templeton can't really focus on tokenization initiatives until they incorporate the clawback feature for regulatory purposes. They must take this action in order to adopt and develop ledger technology. Because of this, when we look at the technology and these changes, we can see that these are fundamental elements that act as pillars and will set the stage for institutions to truly embrace the XRP ledger for specific use cases that they can develop further. Either way, this establishes industry norms for scalability, tokenization, and building interoperability in the primary and secondary markets. In order to save you guys the pain of reading it all, we have the executive summary available here as well. With tokenization, financial or physical assets can be digitally represented on distributed ledgers or blockchains, offering transparency, liquidity, and accessibility. Institutional financial services have been closely monitoring this phenomenon, even though it is not a recent development. The main reason for this is that primary and secondary markets can benefit from standardization, automation, and disintermediation by increasing liquidity, enhancing compliance, and reducing costs. That's where the general focus is then, towards the bottom and to the right. Therefore, it doesn't matter if you want to claim that XRP is stagnating or not because, upon closer inspection, we can see that a significant amount of cash is powering the tokenization process. The value of U.S. Treasury assets on public blockchains is currently above $650 million, and it is growing steadily. It is anticipated that by 2030, the tokenization of financial and physical assets would have reached up to $5 trillion. Particularly notable growth in the financing of repo securities, private markets, and collateral markets. Ultimately, tokenizing assets has immense long-term potential worth. Examples of this include the 250 trillion global financial markets and the approximately 300 trillion global real estate market. The ridiculous thing about this, incidentally, is that it doesn't even take derivatives and other comparable enormous concepts into account. In the end, nobody can be certain of the exact amount of money involved in tokenization because there are many uncharted territories, such as uncharted debt markets worth hundreds of trillions of dollars. It is almost like a secret path that we need to find because there is a lot of money out there that we haven't fully uncovered yet. But because there's a lot of money at stake, things are starting to move quickly, and tokenization will be apparent across the chain. Whether or not you wish to acknowledge that is irrelevant. There was just a conference that I think was more of an interview. Where did Archaic CEO say that trading on the XRP ledger will reach 30 trillion to 50 trillion by the end of 2025? At this point we're not sure if that will be possible. We don't know if it will happen. But it also shows that the people spearheading the tokenization revolution are cognizant of the advantages the XRP ledger presents, as well as the fact that tokenization won't become completely realized until much later. We are all aware that every organization's primary focus at this time is tokenization. The astounding report on this whole thing has to do with how much money tokenization has tied up. Additionally, the market value of cryptocurrencies is at 2.3 trillion. That is about a 50x drop to less than 100 trillion when you take that into account. And this is a 500 trillion opportunity that we are talking about. Additionally, the World Economic Forum reported that around 1 quadrillion USD, as you are aware. Even if people are often complaining about their old coin not progressing in a certain way because meme currencies are doing this and that, take into consideration how early the cryptocurrency space is theoretically. There is still a ton of unrealized potential in this field. Furthermore, bear in mind that we are still talking about the 2.3 trillion connection to cryptocurrencies and the potential future involvement of considerably larger sums of money. After all, we are aware that the custodial industry associated with tokenization is anticipated to grow to 10 trillion. Just consider how big this market will be and how much money will be on the chain at that time. Think about which projects will endure once 99% of the market vanishes as well. Brad Garlinghouse forecast in November 2019 that 99% of cryptocurrencies would probably hit zero. And he was hinting at something like the dot-com bubble burst, where new regulations are put in place and 99% of the market vanishes. Memes are bright, but that's only evident when we consider the current 7-day gainers in the market. If regulations were to go into effect tomorrow, how many of these meme coins would still be in use? It's most likely that nobody responds. Ultimately, I think that if regulations are in place, tokenization will get a lot of traction. Once we gain general recognition, the potential for many of these utility initiatives like XRP are really limitless. Do I still think that XRP will see 100% performance in the near future? However, the best returns will come from placing some of these assets in the utility-driven bull run. Is it already the year 234? Or is it 5 years earlier? We're not certain. However, we know that it will occur. We know this will happen since every institution is currently having a conversation about it. Rewinding to March 2021 reveals that not so long ago, Ripple's president, Monica Long, gave a speech regarding tokenization on the XRP ledger. With over 5,400 tokens created since the XRP ledger's inception, she claimed that tokenization has been an essential feature. Walled gardens will be replaced by new private ledgers where MDDCs dwell and utilize XRP as a bridge to connect with other currencies. These new ledgers will operate in parallel with the XRP ledger. Upon closer inspection, we found that, despite our claims to be a one-stop shop for moving, converting, and storing value using blockchain and cryptocurrencies, We only recently back in the middle of February more fully integrated custody into Ripple's products and looked for ways to complement our payments with standard custody. Referring back to what Ari or the cryptocurrency community previously stated, Ripple is focused on smart contracts and custody, among other things. The ultimate aim of each and every piece is for Ripple to turn into that one-stop shop. Furthermore, a lot of individuals seem to be saying that Ripple is currently altering course. Ripple is now less concerned with money. The statement is untrue. Here, we'll look at tokenization solely in terms of Ripples. To become that one side is their aim. Accessible for business. That one-stop shop's main focus will still be payments, but guess what? Tokenization also needs a market. A system that can transact, convert, exchange, and settle any tokenized objects is necessary for tokenization. And again, the use case for XRP expands along with its strength as a piece of the puzzle. Moreover, the ISO should be commended greatly for realizing that tokenizing real-world assets will accelerate adoption. It is expected that traditional financial institutions will continue to investigate blockchain technology in an effort to streamline their current processes. Central banks' experiments with digital currencies will gain traction as the go-to way to convert value, and the tokenization of physical assets will accelerate adoption as a trustworthy way to perform financial transactions. Standardization and security measures for DeFi apps are being pushed in response to the disruption caused by decentralized exchanges. This could lead to a rise in adoption and the creation of decentralized alternatives to conventional financial services, including writing, borrowing, and lending. By the way, Ripple's main goal is to oppose institutional defiance campaigns. Furthermore, in this particular field, they are employing individuals with the XRP ledger in mind. The video ends there. As always, don't forget to subscribe and like. I'll see you soon and bye.